I have one question.
Transition. Look at that. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first ever ChaosCast. Woo! Let's make sure, first of all, that everyone can see us, everyone can hear us. Bolon actually say something besides me.
Can you all hear me? Can you all see me? Bonus points if anybody gets that reference in chat.
So familiar.
Woo.
It's really weird operating on a delay right now, too.
Oh, that is true. I can't even keep track of the chat. I'm going to have to minimize that so that I don't get confused.
I'm on chat duty. I got you.
Okay. So we have a couple of things in store for today. Right out the gate, there is a pinned message. It is a King Sumo giveaway sponsored
They're saying you're very quiet.
Am I? Oh, crap.
Oh, Devin, good. Oh, I like you so much right now, Devin. I don't know who you are, but yes, well done.
Evan guessed it. What was it?
Gilderoy Lockhart in Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets.
Ah, yes.
Because I'm a nerd. Oh, that's a good point. 2 seconds. I'll be right back.
I feel like he's reading a secret chat that I just. This is on the YouTube. Stream right now.
I'm on the YouTube stream looking at it, but I don't see what he sees.
Oh, yes.
Can you guys hear me a little bit better now?
Yeah. I mean, it sounds good to me.
Okay. Well, anyway, I'm going to.
Our cameras are frozen though.
The screen is frozen.
Yep. Welcome to Chaos.
Listen, there's a lot of things happening. It's on a delay, so I don't know if it's fixed yet.
Oh, now it's fixed.
Okay, sweet. All right, we're back. I turned my output up and I fixed the screen thing. So y'all forgive us, but this is exactly what you came here for. So start off, there is a King Sumo giveaway sponsored by our very own Sinstar Necro. He's giving away 10 of his own personal heroes to you directly. You have, I think, till 9:30 to actually go in and submit, and then we're going to pull winners basically when we get to that point. We also have another 3 or 4 minutes, I believe, in the golden egg giveaway that I'm going to ask Bolon to make sure he pulls to find out who won that in Discord. We're going to talk with Mr. Faun and Sinstar about a couple different things. What exactly do we have on the docket for everyone to talk about today?
First thing we were going to talk about is with Mr. Faun. I can't do it. It's hot. Is with Mr. Faun talking about DFK Chain and giving us some insight on that extremely exciting news. And then talking to Sinstar about some lore.
Ooh, lore. Give me that sweet, sweet lore.
And if I'm being straight up, if we only have an hour here, you guys got to keep me in control because I could go for many, many hours on DFK Chain. It's been my life for the last 3-6 months, So I'm ready to roll. I'm ready to riff.
I don't think that the community understands just how important of a role you played in making that possible at all. The amount of praise that Mr. Faun deserves for basically being the key building block for making any of that possible whatsoever. For any of the amazing things that are going to come from our own chain, somebody had an idea for it. I don't know if it was Mr. Faun or who it was, but I'll tell you right now, it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for him. So why don't you explain to us, let's just start off, what's so great about the idea of having our own chain?
Yeah. Well, first of all, thanks for the praise. Of course, I look at it differently. The entire team supporting the project and letting me kind of dedicate so much resources into this, expansion, and the way we're doing it was honestly the only way it would be possible. So I look at it as I had the easy job of, hey, you're in charge of this one thing and we're going to just take over the rest and manage it and make sure it works out. So thanks for the praise, but the whole team has been absolutely incredible, right?
Well, the whole team's not here right now, so you're the one that showed up on a Friday night.
Not only that's that, why he's trying to pretend like he didn't basically single-handedly build a blockchain,
Yeah, that is the last thing I need people to.
At least there was already a bunch of other people out there that have totally done this, and he didn't have to come up from scratch with it and figure out how all of it would possibly work in a situation.
Yeah. No, I was glad when Frisky Fox came up to me and he's like, "Hey, what do you think about this? We want to do a subnet. Want to make our own DFK chain, possibly pros and cons." I'm glad I had Ava Labs and Avalanche as the backing to be able to start from, because if he was let's just start from scratch, holy cow, that would have been a delay that we have. Honestly, we would have needed a big team. Couldn't have just done it by myself or with our small team. So, what was the question? You wanted to know DFK chain.
Theoretically, if somebody wasn't that smart and didn't fully understand
in theory, asking for a friend, right?
He's asking for a friend, yeah.
Explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old, please.
Okay, so here's I've been pushing Ava Labs to change something in the documentation that will make it way more understandable for everyone. And if they're listening to this, they're going to be like, "You never said that," but maybe I did, maybe I didn't. When you look at the Avalanche network, it's a little different than other chains because it really is a network of blockchains. So in the documentation, they call this thing called the primary network, and it has the X chain, the C chain, and the P chain. And I don't want to get super into detail, but just think of it as 3 different blockchains. Okay. When you run a validator on the network, you are automatically validating this primary network. You're validating the X chain, C chain, and P chain. I've been telling him to change that, from the net being the Avalanche network and then the primary subnet. Okay. So the primary subnet has those 3 chains. What Avalanche has done and what they're building is the opportunity for you to add additional subnets with an additional one-to-many chains inside of that subnet. Okay. Have I lost your friend yet?
Maybe, but I'm going to pretend like you haven't.
Yeah. So, basically you got this imagine a big circle, and then there's a little circle on the inside. And in the little circle, there's 3 blockchains, and that's Avalanche primary network.
Okay.
What they're going to let you do is write another circle in the big circle, and then put your own blockchains in it.
So now there'll be 4 little circles in the big circle?
Yeah, there could be thousands. It probably will be hundreds, if not thousands, of little circles in the big circle. And then in each of the little circle, wow, this is getting chaotic. If this is what this podcast is for, right?
Is that like a Venn diagram, or are they actually separate?
Yeah, dude, I should have shared my screen. This would have been way easier.
No, you don't get the benefit of visual aids. The only thing you have is your voice.
Oh no,
this is their voice. All right,
Microsoft Paint, and he can just draw circles.
Yeah, that would be awesome. All right, well, I'll try to even down even lower. Basically, Avalanche made it very easy for people to leverage their infrastructure and launch your own blockchain. And, they say, we're going to do the heavy lifting. We've got some of the very difficult consensus algorithms. We've got some of the very difficult stuff that, you need huge teams of very smart people to do. And we're going to give you this tiny tool. You push a couple buttons and, bam, you have your own blockchain. You can do whatever you want. That is, yeah.
For a Risen's friend, how many other chains have done this? How new is this?
Yeah, this is pretty new. Now, I've been working with Avalanche for a while now, and there's been conversation. Avalanche kind of exploded last year, along with kind of the Solana run and other things. They've been talking about the subnet functionality probably since like the beginning, but we're talking in the last 3 months. From my perspective, the tools in order to actually do this have become available. So, I don't have the data on like if anyone else has ever done it before, but this is like an extremely new thing. We're like on the cusp of what's possible with the Avalanche network. And, we've made a good relationship with them to really be kind of like the marquee project of like, hey, especially in the GameFi space, like look to DeFi Kingdoms on how it's possible and like what this could be. And, we're working hand in hand with them to make that a good experience for everyone. So that way, not only our project can be wildly successful inside of a subnet, but also other projects can look to us and be like, okay, if we wanted to use Avalanche, let's use DeFi Kingdoms as kind of like a model that we can go after and do our own version of it, if it makes sense. So the answer to that, we're probably one of the first main projects to really jump into this space. It's really cutting edge.
That's amazing.
All right, so that sounds super complicated and fantastic. So what in your opinion is like the biggest benefit of having our own blockchain?
Absolutely. So, the number one benefit that I see, well, I'm going to say two. Okay. Can I tell your friend two things?
Okay.
The first benefit is we are going to be able to manage gas parameters and fee parameters to leverage, into specifically for the DeFi Kingdoms game, the correct parameters to, one, make sure the network is extremely stable. That's, in my opinion, the highest, if not one of the highest priorities, is we can change the parameters to make the network as stable as possible for our game. And two, it's going to allow us to provide, jewel mechanics to our token that, other projects just haven't done. If you look at like other dexes that have like a, farming model with, or even more specific, you look at models that have like a locking mechanism when you farm, they kind of have a predictable trend, and we are doing something so different than those with what we can now do with Jewel in our own network that, it's, in my opinion, very bullish on what will happen to our governance token that other projects weren't able to do.
So is that what Fox is always talking about, utility, adding more utility to Jewel? Is that kind of what you're referring to?
Yeah, I'm referring to a few things. So number one, right, you're going to use Jewel as the gas token. So that's huge because when you play on the Harmony network, you spend Harmony 1, and Harmony's been a sustainable partner. It'll be a lasting partner into the future. And we love being on that chain, but now you add this extra layer of functionality for Jewel holders to the point that, like, if you want to play this game, you have to have it, and it's going to, provide more than just speculation on the project, but actual like utility in the moment of like paying for gas. So that's huge. The second part of that, we have gone back and forth between the, recommendations by Avalanche and our own, kind of economic strategy about how much of like these Jewel fees we should burn. And I think people who are maybe new to crypto and don't, or maybe new to economic models might not realize how positive burning Jewel actually is. Like the perspective of like, imagine, you have $100 and Mr. Faun rolls in the Chaos podcast and just like burns 50 of it. Like the other $50 just went up like significantly in value, even though they're only 50. It's like a deflationary mechanic, right? We're planning on burning at least, I shouldn't, this could change, but I'm pretty sure we're going to burn at least 50% of all fees that go through our network. And so Jewel is only going to get more valuable over time as the total supply just starts to get burnt and burnt and burnt.
That with the number of transactions we run, that is crazy.
Yeah.
My little fiery heart is so excited. Can I be there? Can I see it get burned? Is it possible?
Yeah. We need to start like a Discord bot that every time a fee like gets burnt, it just like little fire streams out or something.
Oh my gosh.
Ooh, burner's channel. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, so if that answers your questions, those are my two things. We can control parameters to make a sustainable network for the game specifically. And then two, we can, add some really unique benefits to the Joule.
Real quick, first off, Risen, they still want you to turn your mic up if you can. Also, Albus wanted to know if the circle looked like the Olympics logo. But the last thing I wanted to ask, specifically at the moment, at least that I can think of for Mr. Faun, is on the gas side. Obviously, having Joule for gas has a lot of benefits in terms of usability of the token, burning mechanics. There's a lot of value add there. But I wanted to ask a little bit about the being able to have the gas fees kind of in our own control. As we just mentioned, we're very transaction heavy. So I think that's a pretty exciting factor.
Yeah. Yeah. So I do want to make something, clear. These parameters, when I say like fees, I see some people in the chat, they're like, tell me how much it's going to be. Like, like that's fee configuration on a blockchain is extremely complex. It could be potentially the reason we have so many different chains. The reason we have Harmony, the reason we have Polygon, the reason we have Avalanche, Ethereum. People are taking different swings at like how to appropriately configure a blockchain and providing different benefits based on like those configurations. So I want to be careful in trying to say to the community, like, this is exactly how much you're going to pay for gas. But what I can say is that if we would have gone with the Avalanche C chain, which was originally kind of the idea versus going with this, you would have paid, 10 to 50, maybe, I don't even know, more in fees to just try to do that than you're going to pay on our DFK chain, because we can appropriately like allocate resources specifically to our needs. Now, if I was going to say like, we're going to go fee less, like you're not going to pay anything to play this game, then the community would maybe at first be like, this is awesome, like, let's do it. But after playing on that blockchain for like an hour, they're going to be like, I'd rather pay more money and have this thing work than, be free. Like, so it's a balance between the two. And we've taken a lot of effort, worked very closely with Ava Labs to set an initial configuration. And we plan to adjust that over the next probably year. As we add more features that are more gas heavy, we may lower it. As we see maybe a poor experience, we're going to raise it. But the huge benefit of having it on blockchain is that we can change it, and we can like appropriately set the configuration to give the players the best experience. When we're on a different chain, say we was on Avalanche C chain or Harmony, we're at the whim and mercy of whatever their configurations are and whatever other projects put on that chain. So that's the huge benefit in my opinion.
So first of all, I don't know if anyone could hear me better. I messed around with the mic, doing the but in general, it just sounds like we're able to control all the parameters and therefore adjust on a much quicker basis based off of what works best for our game and our community.
Yeah, exactly. And the interesting thing is when Joule hits, when it doubles in price, triples in price, we're going to be able to adjust it down, the fees down, to keep people in a reasonable place to play a video game. If we were in another location, we wouldn't have Joule as gas, but we wouldn't be able to do anything when network goes up, network volume goes up. Like Ethereum, when there wasn't that many people, was like not that expensive. But then like all of a sudden, the hordes come in, and that's the reason the gas fees went up. So if we're expecting to grow our game, expecting to have more volume, we could only expect fees to go up unless we have our own blockchain and we can manage, the configuration to try and keep that experience positive for the users.
So on that note, one thing related to gas still, but I think kind of comparable there. So one thing that we had seen in the past with Harmony, which we've now implemented our own fix for by recommending our own gas, like Gwei price, But with us having our own blockchain, how are we setting up our kind of like recommendation, or is there even a recommendation? Is it just here is your gas price and it's as simple as that?
Yeah, I wish it was. Yeah, I wish it was as simple as like, hey, when you go on a quest, this is how much gas it is. Like, that would be amazing, but it wouldn't work for blockchain because it depends on network traffic activity. If you pay gas more, you get priority. That's just the nature of the blockchain. So, to answer your question, we're going to be monitoring average fees over like time for each contract. We're going to be monitoring the Quest contract or the Hero contract or just the Dex contracts, and we can say, okay, this one's getting like way out of hand. Does it make sense to adjust the overall configuration? Now, I will like make a quick plug that the network is meant to scale fees up and down. Like, we have a gas limit and we have like a target gas per 10 seconds. And as the network starts to consume more than the target gas, it's going to increase fees to attempt to discourage, spammy things and try to bring back down our transactions to the target gas. Now, when I was working with other members of the team to find out what that target gas would be, Pinecone was actually an extremely helpful player because he was pulling averages of gas over months worth of time and saying, this is the average of our questing contract. And that's the most like we use. And then I said, let's just, take that and let's double it. And let's say like, that's our target, just so that way we can like ensure a stable network. But if for some reason we explode, the network will react, and it has to react to be able to be a reliable blockchain.
Hey, Mr. Faun, one last main question, because I just got a really good question in chat. I don't know if you saw it, Bolon. How does this change in implementation with Avalanche will influence future expansions? Are we looking to work solely with DFK subnet on other networks? It's a good question.
It also seems like there were a lot of big words there that you didn't fully understand, buddy.
Hey, listen. I'm here. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, this is a super good question. The official answer that I give you the official answer, I give you what I think. The official answer is we don't know. We're really like exploring the subnet technology. If it checks out to be more or as good as we think it could be, things could change. But what I want to continue seeing, and the reason I joined this project was I wanted multi-chain gaming. I wanted to experience, bridging the gaps between chains, because I think that is somewhere we need to move in the blockchain world and the crypto world in general. So we're going to be looking to make relationships and partnerships with more chains than just Harmony and, Avalanche and the subnet in the future. And this also brings up a good point. It is not in our intention at the moment to, abandon Harmony. Harmony's still going to be our like primary location to earn Jewel. We're not going to be minting Jewel inside the subnet. You're going to have to play on Harmony if you want that. And so that's probably that's Mr. Fawn's answer. The official answer, if we were going to really push for it, we're researching what will be best for the community, for the game long term, and we'll make the decisions as it comes.
Amazing.
Very nice. I think the chat has agreed, Risen, that at this point you just have to put your mic in your mouth.
I'm trying. Behind the scenes, I'm changing all types of buttons, moving levers. I, poked the hamster in the machine to make him go faster.
He did put his mic in his mouth, though. I saw that.
Yeah, it was there. See? I promise you guys I will have a better mic. I have another one. I just don't know how it works, and it's not plugged into anything. So,
well, what's funny too is like I play games online with you pretty regularly, and you never sound this bad. So I don't know what you're doing wrong over there. Apparently, our OBS software does not like you or your microphone. So don't worry, though. I am very, very loud, and I will translate for Risen whispering there. But yeah, so I think we've asked Mr. Faun a lot of questions here, and I think that we've gotten some really good answers, and I have no regrets, and I wish I had more questions to ask him.
Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out if I get calls from everyone being like, "Faun, what did you just say on Chaos Podcast?" And I'm gonna be like, you know what? I was riffing with the boys. You know, let's go.
I'm pretty sure the messages are already coming in. What are you guys doing?
This is a safe space.
Did we tell the team that we were doing this?
I don't know,
Well,
but
kind of. I tried to preemptive discuss it because I also have the same concern. Is I'm gonna come to work Monday and they're gonna be like, we need to have a talk. So
listen, I have
Just tell them.
I've not been pulled aside for anything I've done in Discord yet. So if I could make it work there, I'm pretty sure I can make it work live on YouTube.
Just tell them it was for the sake of chaos. We all understand. It's okay.
we're in your hands.
I found out from chat that I'm extremely loud, so I should probably turn it down a little bit. Sorry, chat.
No. People have told me that for 28 years. I haven't quit. Don't stay strong with me. Did you have anything else on the top of your head that you wanted to add while we were on the DFK Chain topic?
If I can make it happen for Professor Tango, I'll get him that egg. If I can get one, he's been just spamming one egg in the chat for the last 10 minutes, so I respect that.
I mean, I'm right there with him. I still only have one bleg, and I can't get anything else. So it's very frustrating. Speaking of, real quick, actually, on the egg topic, Risen, your giveaway is up.
Oh, I don't want to touch anything and mess anything up, so can you go and look at that for me?
Thanks. So Risen did a gold egg giveaway in Discord. And the winner of that is, Chuchmakma. Chuchmakma has won the gold.
Hey,
listen,
congratulations!
That was the first and only egg that I have, and it stayed in my wallet for less than a day.
Nice. I still don't have a gold egg. I haven't bought one of those.
You can. They're just on there. You just sell everything. And then go buy the egg and then give it away. That's how this game works, right? You're supposed to just give away stuff.
I don't think I've sold any of my items. It just keeps collecting in a stash of ragweed.
Well, I mean, in fairness, if I sold all my bloaters, what would I eat? I gotta feed myself.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? Real quick, another side note, because I forgot something else. I'll be right back. I got something to show you.
Well, this is a good transition to bring on our other guest, our fantastic demonic presence in the corner there. First, Sinstar, before you get started with any of the lore stuff, can you explain why did you change your PFP? Because this one looks a whole lot scarier than the last one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why I changed it. Oh, actually I do. Everyone was changing theirs a month or so ago. And I'm
a real trendsetter like that.
Yeah. Actually, no, that was true. You and Bolon were doing that, and yeah, I don't know. One thing that bugged me is nowhere shows GIF for PFPs. I mean Discord does, but the GIF wasn't it just wasn't very noticeable. I gifified my last PFP, so I just got tired. I was ready to make something new, so I did so.
I think Bolon's about to make everybody in chat very jealous. Oh, dang! What brand is that?
Yeah, so I was about to say, just for clarity here, and I'll show y'all. This is the good stuff. This is not the cheaped out. This is new era. So we have this, but we also
have a few of those are definitely making their way back in my suitcase.
Nice.
This is a sample of some of the merch that we're gonna have in Barcelona that we're gonna be giving out.
Now, the question, Bolon, is: do you wear it flat, the brim, or do you curl it?
Oh no, I'm gonna curl this thing so hard so I can actually wear it. I can't pull off the flat brim. I literally put it on backwards to walk back into frame because I don't know how else to wear it. and even that I can't really pull off. It's not a good look for me. So I will be curling those brims, but yeah, come to Barcelona. It's not too late to book flights and get some hats because these are sick.
That's totally worth the international flight to get over there and
Yes.
the hotel costs.
Are you telling me that that is not? I mean, if that's not,
I mean,
then I question your dedication.
somebody grabs that and then puts that online, they could get a pretty penny for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right.
I mean, what
Wow,
else?
I haven't
What
gotten
else are you
a
gonna spend your money on? You know, this hat right here. I don't know.
All
I
right.
mean, if that hat sells for less than a flight ticket to Barcelona, I'll be very shocked.
So, get back to Sinstar before we get distracted by something else that Bolon brings up. What's going on with lore? What's this new? You've always been involved in the lore in the past, but seems now like it's a whole new focus. What's going on in the lore department?
Yes, sir. It's always been, I guess, yeah, I've always been connected to it. Um, Jumped in and out of focus a couple times. I mean, at the start, we all wore like every hat and just jumped around so much that, uh, it's kind of been here and there. At this point, we kind of broke up the development of the game, like the departments, a little bit more clearly, and that was really big. I thought that was super necessary as like the studio grew and we had just so many tasks that were going through the pipeline. Every single one of them needs a shepherd, if you will, a lead for those. And so now we have like a lot of people in different departments that can do that, and lore is one of them that I think lore is super important. For me, video games with story were always like, I don't know, some really stand out. Even from like a young age, I remember like Final Fantasy 4 and 6 were really big with story for me when I was like a kid, and seeing that, was like, wow. So I definitely want like an actual world that is cohesive and it all fits together. They have backstory and places and people it's lived in. Even if we don't actually put it in the game, we want to build out this world so that we know exactly how it works. And Jax has done a really good job at that. I mean, it's mostly his thing.
Jax has been showing up in Discord lately, throwing out little tidbits. I've been slowly trying to convince him, trying to slip him a little jewel on the side to get the Lord of Chaos added to the official lore. I'm gonna make it happen. I also got it confirmed that there will be sentient carrots in the game.
Sentient carrots?
Yes.
Okay.
Like
Lord of Chaos is already a thing though. Like that's so yeah, that's a thing though. We already have a god.
Yeah, you do, Sinstar. Welcome.
Yeah.
No one wants that.
I think a lot of people do.
No one wants that.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, it's just been growing, and I have been really liking what's coming out of everyone. I will also mention, like, while I'm mentioning department and people who are connected with lore, Cinnamon Bun also was a big help in a lot of stuff going on now, but a lot of initial stuff too. Jericho helped with lore as well at the start, and me and Hubert were doing a lot there. A lot of the like the white pages, the docs where we had the original like write up of basic frame of what the world of Gaia is. That was stuff I did before August launch, so that was like in July, I think, early July. And so from there, it's just grown into this like collaborative process, and it's its own thing. And I'm just really happy that we're putting it down on paper, and we have a whole like section of organized notes that pretty much just is internal. We might like show some here and there in social media posts. In fact, I was talking to Jackson, Poppy, and Spicy, and everyone to like maybe start sending some of these little tidbits out, and in some kind of consumable form. I was thinking maybe doing more like giveaways too associated with them, just to, like get some of the lore spotlighted. So I don't know. We're gonna try to do a little bit of that, but mostly there's just like writer's notes, just pages of stuff. Jax has been writing up for a lot of these like gods, demigods, the mythical creatures, the key players, the regions and realms. There's dimensions. There's all sorts of stuff. So
I'm really
it really
excited to
covers a lot.
see some of that stuff come out. I really do think that the lore is going to be the separator between us and a lot of other people out there that are maybe trying to copy us a little bit or just, reskinning things a little
What
bit.
you're saying? There's other projects that
No,
are
no, no.
are
It's fine.
oh.
It's fine. It's
I don't know
but
what you're talking about. I haven't seen anything.
but I'm so excited for I know what we have in plans and what is in store for everybody, and I think the lore is going to be the key piece to make all of that tie together and be really engaging and something that people want to come back to and learn more about. And also I want
So
to see like a manga come out. I want to see some crazy stuff as well. But
I have
Yeah.
something that I think we need. We need a weigh in from Star on here. First off, real quick side note, Risen. People are very concerned about like your health and your eyes and your skin tone based on the light from your monitor. It is clear that you do not use dark mode. We have all established that, and
Oh man,
like they're very worried about you. Chad has
lives
been
in the
talking about it
light.
for like
wait,
5 minutes.
are they worried because I haven't seen the sun in like 10 years?
No, they're worried that you're trying to replace the sun with your monitor. They-
I'm not going to detract too hard, but this has been my concern with VR gaming so far. I'm concerned my eyes are going to bleed one day just from staring
right?
straight into the white light of my VR headset.
It's
But
fine.
I love.
So essentially, we need to get Risen a new
Oh man,
microphone and a monitor filter, like
I
one of those
just
like darkening things. That's what I'm getting from this chat is that I'm gonna have to buy Risen some gifts here.
I'm just picturing Faun you coding like 9 hours a day in your VR headset now. That's how you write Solidity.
Dude, I'm straight up. I've tried out all the apps. Once they get good, my ultra wide's gone. I'm gonna have
Okay.
7 ultra wides in my VR world. I'm gonna move into the metaverse officially. I'm gonna
Wow.
stop paying rent. I'm gonna just
Mr.
live there.
Fun, I feel like you are Tony Stark. Like you're just gonna have this setup where everything is virtual in front of you, and you're just like flinging stuff through the air as you work.
That would be amazing. That's my dream. Maybe, after 10 years of DeFi Kingdoms, I may move on to do that.
There you go. So Sinstar, I feel like we need a weigh in on from you. I'll forgive you if you don't confirm or deny fully, but I'm curious of your input. Will we have dragons?
Oh, okay. So like it depends on what types of dragons. We have dragons, but there's quite a few different like distinctions. One of my favorites are worms, and weaverins. Those two are some of my faves.
Is that how it's
Uh,
pronounced? I don't think I've ever heard anyone say that out loud. I've just read it.
Oh, wyverns. I said weaverns forever, so I still say it like that. But I hear wyverns is like how you should say it.
I like
But
your way a little bit more. Sounds more magical.
that was from my MTG days when you cast in those weaverns when you're a wee little lad in a cafeteria in middle school.
There's the basis for our whole project. Middle
Yeah,
school magic.
MTG middle school magic times. Yeah.
Hey,
Maybe a follow up to this
Doesn't
question:
matter.
if the people want to know what's in the castle, if not dragons.
Oh boy.
The
Well, you
people
can
want
see
to
that
know.
dragon in there. There's a
oh,
dragon.
Oh yeah, confirmed.
It's not
Live, you all
completely a
saw
happy
it.
place.
It's not a
There's
happy
some dark.
place.
There's some dark places and there's some dark chambers down below.
but that is are we confirming live here that that is a dragon?
I can't.
You're gonna get a
I
call.
don't-
He's gonna get a call on Monday.
There's
It's over.
text messages flying. We said don't release any new information on the podcast.
He said, "Bola and Risen, you can do your podcast. You just have to promise no leaks." But then they invited Sinstar and Faun, and it was over.
Listen, we are the Benedict Cumberbatch and Tom Holland of DFK, okay? Don't want them to be secrets.
See, I wanted to do this podcast on my own, but then they were like, no, we need to send Bolon to make sure that you don't do anything bad.
Well, let's be real. They were like, no, nobody wants to watch that. Send somebody better.
Wow.
Yeah, but on that subject, it has been, at the start it was a little bit more free form where it's just like brainstorming. They'd say, "Oh, it'd be cool if," boom, and it's like, "Hell yeah, put it in there." And now we are having to get a little bit more like note taking on a lot of this stuff to actually define like, all right, is there a dragon in the castle? Let's put that on paper so we know. And then, because sometimes stuff like that ties back into other things, and so you got to be consistent. So that stuff actually is pretty important. Although at the start, when you are building things and it's a smaller project, that's not as a big a deal. But now it has been a little bit more like, all right, that tree ent's name is this. Make it very clear, documented, so that we all know who we're talking about whenever we refer to that one, not even interactable NPC. So
Yeah, so I might go off script because this whole chat has been very scripted, as everyone could probably tell. Since I'm just curious. You've been in this project since pretty much the very beginning, right? I mean, you've been here the whole time. Well, how have you been able to deal with like the challenges of like growth? Because moving from that ideation phase to the startup phase to having the massive growth that DFK saw right away, yeah, what has it been like, especially as like the director of lore, trying to handle that growth?
oh my gosh, dude. Like, I'm thinking about that meme with that dog where he's just staring at the camera. He's seeing like pictures of war flash between like frames. Yeah, it's been a lot. Like, it's crazy. This whole thing has been a ride, and it's been a lot of learning and growth, personal, for everyone, really, everyone involved. And it's been amazing, but also the hardest thing you've ever done. But then it's also like encouraging because you're seeing the team taking those steps, the next step up, and the next one, and the next one, and never stopping. And so it's like it's a bit of everything. This whole experience has been a bit of everything all at once. Yeah, I mean, it's been crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I know the community on the chat and everything, they don't see everything that we see. We try to be extremely transparent with people and announce as we can. I think everyone on the team would say, there's been an amazing amount of growth that all of us have had to go through in the last 3 to 6 months. But I think we've handled it well. There's going to be critics and everything, but I think, since start watching you, and Bolon, everyone's been on longer than me. You know, I think we're doing a good job. We're still in the progress of adapting, but it has been. Oh man, that sneeze just broke people's mic. That broke people's speakers for sure. Yeah, I don't even know where I was going. That sneeze was so intense.
Did that just reset your brain, Mr. Faun?
Yeah, dude. What's a subnet? I don't even know anything anymore.
That's okay. We already built it.
Yeah, we're ready to go.
Yeah. I guess all I was getting at, lots of growth. It's been fun. It's been hard. It's been great.
Now that Fawn's built the subnet, I'm sure Risen could maintain it.
Dude, they might not. I gotta watch my back, dude. I gotta watch my back.
You know,
it might knock me off.
You never know. Just give me more power. See what happens. It'll be fine. No worries. You're in very capable hands, everybody. I have you.
Yeah, whose hands are they in?
By the way, the super bright screen was because of the fact that I was bringing up King Sumo, because I don't know how we want to handle that. I don't know if you want to go through and take a look at some of the heroes before we decide to give them away to people. But how you feeling, Sinstar? They're yours. You're giving them to the community. So how do you want us to do this?
Bro, I don't know how to do a giveaway. I think maybe you could show. I sent you the pictures. I don't know if you can pull them up or not on the stream. Maybe you could just I guess show the.
Bolon was going to give me a couple of numbers.
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and pull up the tavern hero viewer.
While you're pulling that up, I saw a chat that someone said my sneeze gave them COVID. I need to take this time to actually say we have a team member that's pretty new called Magnus Ironroot. Very strong name. Yes. And I actually did get COVID like 2-3 weeks ago. It knocked me down. And Magnus Ironroot, man, he pulled through for the team. He deserves like all the praise for that. And so I got to give him the praise when I can, and then I'll pass the platform back to Sinstar to do this amazing giveaway.
Oh man, well I want to add on to that because it really has been how I was saying earlier that it's inspiring going forward because of the team. Well, there's a story with everyone where any scenario, even if it's like a personal thing and you're like, hey, I just need to talk to someone. It is almost like a family, I suppose. Like we work so much together that there's times when I'm just like, I trust this person and I have a thing that I'd like to, get off my chest or talk to someone about. And I've I felt comfortable with talking to a lot of people on the team, even outside of work stuff, and so it's like that level of trust is pretty rare when you're working in a work situation, but it definitely is a really powerful team. And I agree, like everyone has had the spotlight, everyone's shown, and the work that is being done is like impressive. Like it just kind of blows me away. You get to like the end or start of a week and you just be like, wow, like this is crazy. Like this is really amazing to just be a part of it.
I really couldn't agree more. It's really crazy to think about the fact like we all work entirely separately in terms of like physical locale. We aren't going to we all live all over the place, work from our homes or wherever we are. The vast majority of the team have never met. I got to meet some people in Miami, and I got to meet some people in Denver, Mr. Faun being one of them, which is really cool. And even still, like, the vast majority of the team I have never actually met, and it just doesn't feel like it. And it's something that I couldn't agree more. It's just a really unique and really amazing place to be, where you have coworkers that are more than coworkers and are friends and family in a way.
Hey,
yeah,
yes, we will be meeting a lot of people in Barcelona.
I'm gonna add one more thing before this turns into like the end of like a '90s sitcom where we're like, we're a happy family, we love each other.
All right.
You know,
Well, while you
the
guys
funny
are
thing.
being all sweet, I'm gonna try a couple different things because I don't know how this is gonna go, but we're gonna do things. So you guys keep being
You
sweet
got,
to each other.
yeah, we'll be sweet. I'll be sweet, but what I'm gonna say is the funny thing is when it comes to family. I don't know if everyone has this experience, but you know, I can yell at my brother and be super mad at him, and then like the next day, I'm like, I still love you, my brother. You know,
Yep.
specifically, you know, like literally can't even can yell at me, and I'm like, you know, like I'm doing my best, man, or we get in an argument, and then like 10 minutes later, it's like we're laughing it up. You know, it's important to recognize. Like, I think it's important to like let the community know, but also just as a team recognize like disagreement. It happens a lot on the team, but it's always taken in a positive way because we have smart people. You know, we have a lot of smart people from lots of different backgrounds. There's a lot of disagreement that goes on, but I haven't yet seen disagreement that's caused contention that wasn't like resolved pretty quickly with an answer that moved forward. So
Yeah.
it's been cool. It's been cool because I've been in other environments. Someone disagrees with my opinion and we never get over it. Not that I like hold a grudge, but we tend to. I've seen so far we've been able to kind of use our disagreements to come to the right conclusions.
Yeah, it's definitely. I agree. Everybody kind of has the mentality correctly that like we all have disagreements because we all have strong opinions for the good of the project, and that everybody is working towards the good of the project. And yeah, we might disagree, but it's not meant to be malicious. It's because maybe we disagree on what's best for the project, but we're both aiming for that same goal.
All right.
Yeah, and I should say I use Kant as the example just because we all know Kant. He's the best, and he's.
I was going to say it's because he's a bully. That's fine.
He's the one that I can call out, and he's gonna laugh about it, and he's gonna send me some memes later because I do love memes.
Well, and he was probably wrong when he yelled at you, so it's fine. All right, we want to pull up some heroes here, so we're gonna take a look at these heroes that we're going to be giving away. We are not going to draw the winners live. May or may not have literally yelled at him today. Thanks, Con.
Hey, he's in the chat, my guy. What's up, man?
Apparently, that's why Kant was your example, was it was fresh.
I will say the first hero's name is Bloath.
No, he didn't yell at me.
What's the number?
Bloath is one of my favorite names ever from the random generation tool.
No, there's no random generation. Frisky sits in a box all day, every day, and manually inputs names for every hero that's summoned. That's what takes the crystal a minute, is Fox is actually there making a name as the crystal is opening.
I need a hero number, guys.
Okay, all right. It's 48072.
We should pull it up. I want to see these guys. Where it go?
Glow.
We're pulling it up. Stream Fun.
No, it's a podcast. That's right. There's no visual.
So we're gonna pull these heroes up. We are not going to draw live on stream because we don't want to take the risk of showing people personal information. However, if you are a winner, you will be able to see on the King Sumo link once we do pull the winners, which we'll do immediately after this, and then you will get an email. I am going to put my email address in the chat right now so that y'all recognize when it comes, and I will not ask you for anything personal. All I need is your OX. Please do not give anyone anything other than that, even if they claim to be me. It's not me if they ask for anything more than that. It's only your OX. Do not give anybody more information. Thank you.
That's enough disclaimers, I think.
Non-financial advice.
This safety announcement has been brought to you by Bolon.
Accurate. All right, so this is 48072, Bloath. Sinstar, you got some thoughts on Bloath?
Oh, well, I was thinking this might be later giveaways, but I kind of want like story generation for some of these heroes. So I was thinking like the later giveaways, I might like say write a story for this person, like a 2-sentence thing, like a minute window, and then go And so that might be for another day. But no, today is just like get Bloth a good home. I missed the Perilous Journey, unfortunately. So I figured maybe I'll do it in token, in spirit, and send these guys on a different kind of perilous journey.
Out into the world of our community to be well taken care of. Well, good luck, Bluth, at your new home. We've loved you, but now we've lost you. What is the next hero to be sacrificed?
All right, yeah.
Quote unquote given away.
Number 2. Here's the number. 41001.
That's a good number.
Antiphone Darashi. Or Darashi.
Second one with a tail.
Yep. Good old paladin. Well summoned with. Seen many a summons. All right, that's number 2. You just let me know when you want to go.
I'm good. You pick the pace.
All right.
I want to hear the backstory made up on the spot as you flip the card.
Every single one of them.
I want to know where these heroes have been.
Hey, listen.
Oh man.
He already said that Jaxicles is the one that's doing the heavy lifting, so maybe that could wait until Jaxicles is on.
You got to find some sort of subnet that can keep your job security. You got to find something.
Yep.
You got to strategically not let anyone else know how to do it.
See,
so that way
that's where I just make the events look really stressful, and now nobody else wants to do it.
Yeah, no, I should clarify, make sure it doesn't go off. I'm not the only person. If I die tomorrow, things will be okay. Like our community is like bus factor of 1 Faun. Right, no, there's lots. Sorry.
Before we stick our foot in our mouths, what's the next number?
Dude,
that was a big push for me at the start of the project. Was make sure if anyone dies, they can be replaced. In case of emergency. I think that's really important for a project like this.
Faun, okay. I just want to know if you die tomorrow, I won't be you.
Thank you.
Number 3, hero 3. 76836. I'm not gonna even attempt that name.
Oh no, I'm excited to see what comes up.
Sayone Daimoju.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try that one. I'm gonna get canceled.
Okay. Next one is 44797.
Full door.
Yes, full door. Tyler. Pretty boy. All right, so
that is a beautiful hero.
Oh, that's go back to the front of that one real quick. Let's give a good look at that because that's a really cool looking card.
Yeah, like
that's
that.
Like the Fabio of heroes. The open chest, the hair like flying back in the wind.
This is like the Gene jackpot right here. Man,
is Fabio like too old of a reference?
Probably, yeah, but that's okay. Sinstar, can we get Foldor here a motorcycle? I feel like he needs it.
A motorcycle. All right, so the next one is gonna be interesting. The lineage is pretty good. Oh, but out of summons, never mind. Hero 5 is 67053.
Ooh. Look at that sage.
Aaron Cod. Yep, got wings.
New and improved. Now with wings.
Those are cool wings though.
Next one has a advanced hairstyle, so it's good. 67089.
Whoa. I like this one. It looks
Yep,
like
those hairstyles are kind of hard to
the
chart.
hair almost like goes like I feel like the hair is connected to the tail. Like it just is a giant mane that flows down. Maybe that's just
Let's see here. 07 is 80466. Got some more wings.
This one was very like seen. I don't know if that's still a thing either.
I don't know. We should ask Isla. Is it still a thing?
I asked Isla if the last hero was
I'm gonna get in trouble later.
her.
I come back to Discord. I'm now just like a basic user, not even a true hero.
I'm gonna reminisce on our only Chaos podcast we ever had because of how we get canceled.
Yeah.
All right, next up.
Next one is 55800. Another summoner.
Rain Snout. Love it.
All right. The last two. All right, here's number 9. 35256. Got a minor here. All right. And number 10 is 42832. Lovely gardener.
Boulder Watcher.
She watches them boulders. She is in the mountain background.
Somebody's got to keep an eye on them boulders.
Yep.
Can't trust them.
Beautiful.
All right, that's my 10. Yep. Try to pick a couple different like categories, professions, rarities, all that. So
beautiful.
Are
I
any
hope
of
they
them
look
bald?
good.
I didn't see a single bald one.
There was, I believe. Let me check. He's got a tuft of hair in the front. Marin
Bald
Kai.
and child. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're back to our beautiful faces.
Oh crap. Let me stop doing weird things with mine then.
So yeah, basically you'll just send me those addresses. I'll ship them out. You think tomorrow or so?
Yes, that depends on how quick people email me back. So we're going to do the drawing here in just a couple minutes when we wrap this up. And then I'll go ahead and shoot all those emails. So as soon as they get back to me, I will pass them on to you. We are going to cap the response time to 7 days. So you have 7 days to claim. But hopefully we get them all back pretty quick and we can get those heroes to their new owners.
Yes. And before we go, I just wanted to thank everyone for coming, showing up, and dealing with some of the technical difficulties, my mic, and my wonderful skills at streaming. But we're hoping.
Well, before we wrap up for sure, I do have one more question for Sinstar on the lore front, and then talking. But I have one last question. What would you say is going to be like the first big lore installment that we see come? Or like, let me rephrase that because you probably don't want to say what it is, but like in relation to like, is it something to do with like some of the NPCs that are already existing, or is it some backstory of Gaia? Like, where's the focus on kind of the first like big lore rollout?
Yeah. So I mean, we have a few initiatives that we're pushing through the pipeline, and which is gonna launch first. That's kind of still to be seen because it like is dependent on a couple other features, and so I'm not sure, but I could say one thing, like one item that is going to be big in terms of like, I mean, it's all about lore. It's the main story quest line. We're beginning that, and that's probably going to come out in phases. You might see a few quests come out, maybe nothing for a while, and so it's going to be in segments, mostly because we're waiting to like launch certain things with some of the features that are yet to come. So it's gonna be here and there, but that's one of those areas that that's kind of where we're trying to deliver most of, about this world is through that main quest chain. So that I say that would be the big one, and we are actually working on that like now, getting the cutscenes ready and everything.
That's awesome. That's really cool and super exciting. So I appreciate that. All right, now we can go back to wrapping up.
Oh, am I allowed to continue now? I just want to say thank you to everybody. We're hoping to do this on a weekly basis, depending on how our meetings after this go. So you guys have to like blow it up. I don't even care if you guys are watching. Just put it on the background, increase those plays, like it. Help us sell the point that we should be allowed to continue doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say I don't know if we can make this happen, but if chat loves it, I like this group right here. We should get this group rolling a little bit more often. I don't hang around with you guys enough. We gotta do some more stuff together.
Yeah,
Listen,
that would be amazing.
let's do it. Let's freaking do it. We'll never have too many people. Let's go.
There's definitely too many people. 4 is a really good number.
After that, Discord won't let you add any more people into the call. So Discord decided that after.
All right, guys, we're not going to keep you much longer. Any outgoing words from our guests?
Love it. Bullish, I guess.
Listen, you can't be bullish on that.
100% bullish.
There it is.
All right. See you guys. This is awesome.
Hey, we appreciate y'all being here. Thanks everybody for listening in. Y'all are great. And we'll talk to y'all soon.
Yeah.
See you guys.